Picture this. You finally land that promotion. You've chased for 2 exhausting years. Your so-called best friend is the first person you text. 3 dots appear, then vanish. Hours later, their reply pops up. Nice. Must be good to have connection. Your chest tightens. Was that a compliment or a quiet jab? You shrug it off, yet the unease lingers. You replay every laugh you've shared, every late-night secret confessed, wondering, could someone who knows me so well secretly loathe me? Carl Jung warned that what we refuse to face in ourselves, the shadow seeps out through envy, mockery or sabotage of the people closest to us. When a friend's smile hides resentment, the damage is deeper than any stranger's insult. Today we'll unmask 7 disturbing red flags that your closest companion might, in fact, be your covert critic. Catch them early, and you not only protect your heart, you illuminate your own hidden darkness before it turns on someone else. The low-key bully. Friends tease, frenemies humiliate. Maybe it was at brunch, when you complimented the server's latte art, and your pal blurted, "She critiques coffee now. She used to drink instant." Everyone laughed except you. Your cheeks flushed, but you played along to keep the vibe light. That's the trick. The low-key bully wraps cruelty in comedy, turning your pain into the group's entertainment. Psychologists have long noted that relational aggression thrives in close circles. The bully knows your pressure points, your weight, your salary, your childhood nickname, and fires off jokes that wound precisely because they're true. You rationalize they're just kidding, yet you drive home replaying the sting in your mind, rehearsing comebacks you'll never say. Humor should leave everyone lighter. If you consistently leave hangouts feeling smaller, that's not hypersensitivity. It's a neon sign. Real friends adjust when they see you flinch. Secret haters double down, grinning as you laugh off your dignity. But why would someone who claims to adore you slice you open one punchline at a time? Projection and backhanded praise. Envy rarely shows up waving a green flag. It slips into sentences that sound sweet until the last 2 words. You're brave to wear neon. I'd look ridiculous. Translation: you should look ridiculous too. Here Jung's concept of projection takes center stage. The traits your friend represses, confidence, ambition, freedom, get projected onto you, then mocked to tame their discomfort. Remember the day you posted your vacation photos? Your friend typed, "Living your best life. Some of us have to work." It read like praise yet felt like poison. The subtext was clear. How dare you enjoy what I deny myself? Studies on envy show it spikes when people perceive themselves as similar. Same age, same city, same dreams. Your success becomes a mirror they'd rather smash. The disappearing act when you shine. Milestones reveal motives. When you got engaged, everyone flooded your inbox except the friend who had sworn she'd be your maid of honor since college. She claimed a busy week, yet her socials showed nightly Netflix binges. People whose hearts cheer for you find a way. Chronic no-shows at your brightest moments often point to jealousy, not scheduling conflicts. Experts call this competitive avoidance. Support requires vulnerability, the ability to celebrate someone else's rise without questioning your own worth. If your victories trigger a friend's absence, they're protecting their ego, not your bond. It's silent sabotage, no rude remarks, no slamming doors, just an empty chair at your most important tables. Notice patterns. 1 skip can be coincidence, 2 skips questionable, 3. A message written in invisible ink. Your joy pains me. The cost isn't merely disappointment. It's the slow erosion of trust. After a while, you stop sharing good news altogether, starving the friendship of authenticity, and on the rare days they do show up, the friendship transforms into something even more draining. The one-way street. You wake at dawn to drive them to the airport, lend rent money without hesitation, listen to breakup rants past midnight. Next month you catch the flu. Suddenly every text you send comes back blue-bubbled and unanswered. Reciprocity isn't scorekeeping. It's the lifeblood of friendship. When favors only flow in one direction, you've become a resource, not a peer. Psychology Today labels such people emotional parasites. They feed on your empathy, time and skills while offering crumbs in return. Yet parasites don't bite openly. They flatter you as the responsible one, positioning neediness as a compliment. Meanwhile, exhaustion becomes your baseline. You're always the helper, never helped. To test the balance, try a request, a ride, a listening ear. Do they respond with enthusiasm or excuses? The answer exposes their investment. Remember, generosity should feel expansive, not obligatory. If you can't get sick, broke, or busy without guilt flooding your chest, you're trapped in a one-way contract you never signed. Worse still, while you're busy giving, they might be rewriting your story behind your back. Whispers and gossip. You stumble upon a group chat screenshot. Your private confession about imposter syndrome, now a laughing emoji parade. Your friend sent it by mistake, but the damage is irreversible. Gossip is betrayal wearing a familiar ringtone. In public, they hype your talents. In private, they chip away at your foundations. She's successful, but you know her parents bankrolled the launch. Social scientists link gossip to hierarchy. Management. By lowering your status in absentia, the gossiper elevates theirs. The cruelty is twofold: the leak of confidential words and the falsification of your narrative. Friends safeguard your story. Frenemies edit it to fit their insecurities. Confrontation rarely elicits remorse. Expect defensive pivots. I was just venting. They forced it out of me. Or the classic silence then tears gambit. But remember, anyone who gossips with you will gossip about you. Trust evaporates in the heat of whispered half-truths, leaving the friendship hollow. So you draw a boundary, and then the real storm begins. Boundaries marks betrayal. Healthy friends respect the word no. Toxic ones treat it like treason. The moment you decline Sunday brunch to recharge, your phone lights up with paragraphs. Thought we were closer. Guess you're too busy for real friends. Suddenly you're cast as the villain in a play you didn't audition for. Boundary pushback is a bright flare of hidden contempt. It says, my access to you matters more than your well-being. Jung might argue their shadow fears abandonment. By guilting you into compliance, they regain control. But real intimacy rests on choice, not coercion. Pay attention to the tactics. Guilt tripping after everything. I've done. Catastrophe thinking. Fine, I'll just spend Sunday alone. Or social triangulation. Everyone thinks you've changed. Each aims to shift focus from the boundary, you're right, to their bruised ego, their narrative. Stand firm. Love that can't survive a polite pause isn't love. It's dependence. Even when they say nothing, the mask can slip, revealing what words try to hide. The telltale glare. At your dinner party, you recount securing a tough client. Applause ripples, except from the friend across the table whose smile fails to reach their eyes. They fold their arms, glance at their phone. Let their gaze drift ceilingward when you laugh. Body language experts rank contempt as the emotion most predictive of relationship decay. A single eye roll can speak louder than an hour of praise. Micro-expressions, tight lips, raised brow, a smirk that flickers then vanishes, betray feelings before the mind senses them. You sense it in your gut, an invisible chill. That intuition isn't paranoia. It's pattern recognition embedded in our nervous system since caves and campfires. Your cells notice danger, even as your rational mind supplies excuses. Document the moments privately. The smirk during your presentation, the sigh when you share your dream, the abrupt topic change whenever your accomplishments enter the chat. Individually, these gestures could be fatigue or distraction. Together they compose a silent confession, "I'm not rooting for you." With the seventh flag unfurled, the picture is complete, and it's time to pause. Breathe and reclaim your peace. A moment to breathe. Inhale for a slow count of 4, letting your shoulders rise. Hold for 2, then exhale to 6, softening your jaw. Feel the tension melt like ice under sunlight. Heavy topics deserve gentle landings. If you crave more spaces where reflection meets calm, wander into the pages of Garry Nguyen, a 29-year-old Vietnamese author who has already penned 13 books of fiction and personal essays. Her works, like Just Hear Me Out and a luxury item called Me, blend raw confession with quiet wisdom, offering the kind of narrative hug your nervous system longs for after toxic ties fray. Many of her titles now sit on Amazon's digital shelves, written from her new life chapter in Silicon Valley. Sip her sentences the way you'd sip tea on a rainy Sunday, slowly, gratefully, letting warmth return to places silence once occupied. Let's rewind the reel. Hidden hate tiptoes in through humor that harms, praise that poisons, disappearances at your brightest moments, one-way favors, whispered distortions, boundary meltdowns, and silent contempt. Spot one flag and you may be witnessing an off day. Spot several, and Jung would whisper that you've glimpsed another person's shadow clawing at your light. So what now? First, resist the urge to retaliate. Hatred returned only multiplies. Instead, acknowledge the pain, set clear limits, and if necessary, step back. Confront them calmly. Truth flourishes in sunlight. If dialogue fails, remember, endings are not failures. They're graduations. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's self-respect. Most importantly, turn inward. Ask, where does my own shadow hide? Do I ever envy, gossip, or belittle? Facing those truths prevents you from becoming the very threat you fear. Friendship is a mirror, and sometimes the cracks we notice are fractures within. Which red flag resonated or stung most deeply? Drop your story in the comments. Your honesty might save someone else a year of confusion. If today's checklist illuminated something you've long suspected, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for weekly dives into Jungian psychology, relational alchemy, and real-life storytelling. Shadows lose their power the instant we drag them into the light. So keep a flashlight handy and keep walking forward.